We've had a few questions about the UV lamps and how to replace them and when. So we're going to dive into that right here. Have a little bit of it taken apart already because we've got it in the warehouse, and just to be able to go through this as quickly as possible. These caps that are at each end, the bottom will have a drain hole either on the side or on the bottom, and then here's where the wire slips through. And before you take the cap off, just loosen this and give it some slack, and it's just a friction fit. You just pull it right off the end. You've got a O-ring in here, and you just pull it right off the end. Now what that'll do is expose chock blocks. These are the white blocks that provide the power to the lamps. Now the best way to take these apart is not to yank on the wire, but just to take your needle nose, and you've got a couple little holes there. Come on now. And grab those and just pull it out. And that'll expose the end of the UVC lamp. Okay? So now, just take your own handy dandy little channel locks. And just loosen those up. They shouldn't be too tight, and you don't want to over tighten when we put them back together. And we're going to do both sides. Once you remove this collar, okay, there'll be a O-ring left on top of the around the lamp itself. So here we go. Try to take this out without disturbing the lamp too much. That's why vertically is better when you do the installation. So there's the O-ring on the end of the lamp. Here it is by itself. And when you tighten it back up, that's where the O-ring sits. Right there. Okay. So when you reinstall the lamp, as you can see, it's a direct contact lamp. There is no quartz tube around it. Okay, and so the lamp itself has about 10,000 hours of life, and even after the life is gone, the red light on the panel is still going to be on. So you have to kind of keep track, because when it gets close to the end of the life of the lamp, it's probably only putting out 10 to 20% of what it was when it was new. Okay, so we're going to put this bad baby back in. Okay, holding on to the ends. And once again, here's where, when it's vertical, it's a lot easier. Hope I'm not in the way. We're just going to slide it up and in. I've got one O-ring on one end, and then on the other end, you kind of have to feel around for the lamp. I'm going to change something a little bit here. Banging around. It's okay. All right, so I found the alignment on the other end. So I'm going to take the O-ring and I'm going to slide it over the end of the lamp and on past the connection. All right, now the trick is to try to center the lamp in there with your fittings here. So we're going to go at kind of an equal pace and kind of just feel where the lamp is at the end. So we don't want it sticking out too far on one end and not far enough on the other end. So as we tighten these up, we're going to just gauge it with our fingers as we put it back together. So once again, you can see why it's so important to give yourself plenty of clearance to get these lamps out when you install the canister. Okay, got it in there pretty good. I'm just going to give this a couple of turns to snug it. Obviously, we do it with both sides. We thread the wire back through here, which will, already might be that way, but I'll just show you a little trick here. Put a little slotted screwdriver next to the wire, press in, oop, not small enough. Let's try this. We can release the spring in here and pull the wire right out. So then, away we go. We can friction fit those right back in. You see that okay? Push it in, it holds. Push it into the chock blocking in and away we go. So that's snugged up. Then we'll align these holes here with the end of the lamp. We'll repeat that on the other three ends, and boom, we've done the deal. So we'll put it back together, put it back in the system, get water running through it, put power to it. If the red light goes on, we're good. If it doesn't go on, we goofed up somewhere. And we'll address that some other time.